If you continue repurposing your content, two things are most likely to happen. First, the growth that you're gonna see on these platforms you're repurposing content to is either gonna be incredibly slow or non-existent. And the second thing is you're going to burn the F out. And this is coming from somebody who created an entire course called the Video Multiplier Formula that taught you how to repurpose your content. But I created that program back in 2019 when repurposing content was all the rage and it was so important for you to show up on every single social media platform there was. But that's over 3 years now and social platforms have changed a lot. So before you go and repurpose any more content, I'm gonna share with you here today in this video how you should and should not be repurposing your content, how to figure out what each platform wants and how to adapt your content for that platform. Here's a little teaser for you. I'm actually gonna be showing you my analytics in the case study that I'm currently doing on TikTok and Instagram to show you what is and isn't working on TikTok and Reels at this moment. And then finally, I'm gonna give you the first steps for setting up a realistic repurposing system for your content. I would love for you to hit that like button right now if you're ready to get a repurpose plan in place that is going to help you grow your audience. First up, you should repurpose your content when you have the space and the support to take on more than one social platform. I'm gonna tell you right now, you cannot handle multiple platforms on your own. Right now, I have a video editor and 2 employees that are helping me get out content on different social platforms. They're also helping take other tasks off my plate, like in our services side of our business, so I can focus on creating the right content for each platform. You shouldn't be repurposing your content to other platforms when you are a team of 1. If you are a solo entrepreneur right now, you got this. I know you can do it. I was one for 4 years, but you can't be spreading yourself so thin being on all the social platforms. Even if you are repurposing content, because you still have to keep up with everything else you're doing. I definitely spread myself too thin and it 100% led to burnout and literally no growth on any social platform. You should pick one platform and focus on that platform. And then you can choose a secondary platform to repurpose that content to. Each platform has kind of like its own culture and nuances, but if you want to have the time pay off that you put into creating content or repurposing content for this platform, you have to create the content for that platform. People expect different types of content from Facebook, from YouTube, from Instagram, Pinterest, TikTok, and you have to understand that. Otherwise, just uploading something to that platform without knowing that is pretty much a waste of your time. And another reason you should be sticking to one platform or one secondary platform is because you've got to engage on every single platform that you are on. I put the content up and I just assumed it was gonna do its job. It was good to go. And I didn't engage on those platforms. I didn't respond to comments. I didn't encourage comments. And if you wanna get results on the platform that you're hanging out on, you've got to engage, thus social media platforms. Now let's talk about the shouldn't here, and you shouldn't spray and pray. As I mentioned, people are on each platform for a specific reason. And when you spray and pray one type of content, nobody freaking cares. They're not gonna engage with your content, watch it, or follow you. So for example, YouTube content is meant to be a little bit longer form content. TikTok was built for more short entertainment content so that people could get a dopamine hit every time they scroll through the For You page. Now, Instagram, on the other hand, well, I think Instagram's still trying to figure out what the heck that they want to be, but the vibe over on Instagram is definitely a little different than the vibe on TikTok, and I'm going to be sharing what my results have been posting on Reels twice a day, every day for the past 2 weeks, and TikTok, so you can kind of see the difference between the two. So make sure you stick around for that. Facebook is meant for, I don't know, politics and trolls. LinkedIn content needs to be more professional content, leaning into professionals who are finding ways to grow in their careers. And Pinterest content is more heavy imagery, right? People want to see an outcome. People want to see a result. All right, the third and final show that I'm going to share with you before we jump in how to figure out what types of content is going to do well on these platforms is you should plan your primary piece of content with a plan on how to repurpose it. So for example, when I sit down to plan this YouTube video using my video game plan, I also have a part of my video game plan at the bottom that encourages me to think about what would be a good TikTok for this, what would be a good reel for this, what would be good caption captions for this particular video. I'm going to share it in video format for YouTube, but I'm also going to take all the great content that I've come up with and just readapt it for other platforms for how they like content. And when you have that plan in place, you're able to get more done in that day because you know exactly what you need to do to move on to the next thing. What you shouldn't be doing is just taking this YouTube video and putting it everywhere else. Look, it has its own tactics and it has its own strategy, but there are better ways to repurpose your content if you want to actually grow on social platforms. I want to walk through right now how you can figure out what each platform actually wants and how you can adapt your content to perform best on that platform. The first thing that I would do is go to that platform, whether it's Instagram Reels or TikToks, and just start scrolling and seeing what you're being pushed. What is the algorithm pushing to you? So what I would be looking at is, what are people talking about? What type of content is it? Video, carousels, quotes, specifically on Instagram. When you're looking at TikTok, is it to music? Is it dancing? Is it, educational talking head? Try to find any type of common thread through each piece of content the algorithm is serving you, because this is going to be your key to figuring out what each platform wants and how you can start to adapt your content that you've already planned for, right? You've done the research and you mapped it all out for those platforms. You can also search your specific niche and see what is being served. And then look at some of the top users and the ones that are publishing consistently. What kind of content are they creating and how can you tie that in and put your own special sparkles on it so that you can create that type of content for your platform, your Instagram, your TikTok. Don't copy, use it as a starting point to know how it's best to deliver and serve your content on those platforms. Now, when it comes to YouTube, I tell all of my agency clients and all of my coaching clients that you have to watch YouTube to understand what works on YouTube. If you've never watched a YouTube video, you're not gonna do well on YouTube. This is such a priority that I set aside at least 2 to 3 times a week that I sit down and watch YouTube content, and I encourage my team members to do this as well. So again, they are keeping up to date on what's working on YouTube, what are new trends we're seeing, what are editing styles, what is content delivery styles. These are all things you need to be aware of when creating content for a certain platform. Now, before I share with you the results of what I've been seeing on Instagram and TikTok, I want to share with you 2 major trends that you're going to see moving forward in 2022 and beyond, specifically for the Instagram space. And this comes from an article from Influencer Marketing. You're going to need to do more stories in your Instagram strategy. 90% of influencers are currently using Instagram stories, and 63% of those influencers say they're going to be using stories even more frequently in the coming years. And Instagram is going to push these influencers because they are using stories and video. So as business owners, as entrepreneurs, we have to know that and we have to adapt to that as well. While you're on Instagram stories, you want to get people to engage. So you'll want to take advantage of polls, question box, emoji sliders, all to encourage engagement on your stories. Now, the other thing you want to be focusing on Instagram in 2022 and beyond is obviously Reels. This article also states that Reels are here and they're here to stay. So the best way to jump into Reels is make it easy for yourself. Do informational Reels on content that you're already confident in and share that with your audience. Now, let me show you behind the scenes look at what's been working for my TikTok and Instagram. Since I can't pull up Instagram analytics on desktop, I'm gonna pull it up here on an app that I've been playing around with called Flick. And you see we have the time period August 1st to the 15th. There's some data missing here, but I grew 76 followers in just 14 days. I do have an increase in people reach. So I increased 31% more people than I did the previous 17 days, which I wasn't posting Reels. This is while I'm posting, 2 Reels a day. Profile visits were definitely up, over 1,000 profile visits in just 2 weeks. Again, that was up 57%, and website clicks were up as well. So over 91 website clicks, and that is clicks, and that's over 120% above the last period. You can also see down here, reach and impressions have definitely started to go up. It took a little bit. You can see it went up a bit when I started, and then it kind of plateaued and it went up again here towards the 13th and the 14th. And then this is showing us, profile clicks are up. But when it comes to what's actually working on Reels, I currently have no idea, because you can see this is a particular video that is me speaking to the camera, talking about tips for growing your YouTube channel. It had a 3.5% engagement rate, over 20 saves, and over 3,000 plays. Then we have this video that is literally a clip from my YouTube video. It had over a 5% engagement rate, only 4 saves, and 370 plays. Now again, this series that I did, Mistakes Entrepreneurs Make on YouTube, was pretty good. It got a lot of views and it tended to get a lot of saves as well. But again, just scrolling through here to figure out what's working and what's not on Instagram, I am not totally sure yet. You can see this is another clip from my YouTube video. It has over a 9% engagement rate, but only 657 saves. So when we look at TikTok, I went from basically not posting on TikTok at all to posting twice a day. And you can see video views obviously went up because they went from nothing to over 5,600 views in 2 weeks. Profile views also went up over 1,800% because again, I wasn't posting any content. Same with likes, comments, and shares. As far as followers, you can see coming out of the gate, no followers those first 2 days. Then it does start to pick up. You can see here in week 2 when we kicked into August 12th, August 13th, we did start to grow followers a little bit more rapidly than in the beginning. So it does seem like things are a little bit slow to pick up over there. Now I'm curious, would you like to see another video dedicated to my TikTok and Instagram Reels case study that I did in August, where we published 2 videos a day, every single day for 30 days? Comment TikTok video below if you would totally watch my deep dive into that case study and what my results were. All right, we covered the shoulds and should nots when it comes to repurposing content and what content's going to work best on the different platforms that are out there. Now let's start creating a plan for you to start repurposing content. First of all, decide where you're going to focus your efforts. What's the one place you're going to focus your effort? And I know this seems counterintuitive and we hear it all the time and we roll our eyes, but you've got to slow down to speed up your content process. I always choose YouTube as my number one. My YouTube videos live longer than any other type of content that I create on any other platform. I can reach more people with my YouTube videos, and video converts more than any other medium out there. So if you're starting to think, YouTube, I think that's my number one platform I want to focus on, I am going to be hosting a totally free challenge in September. I'm going to walk you through the process for creating YouTube videos that will live for months and years to come, continually getting views and driving leads and sales to your business. So go to trinalittle.com/challenge to save a seat because it's totally free and you're going to get everything that you need to know about using YouTube strategically. Now, once you have your number one platform, the next thing you need to do is create a system or process. With YouTube, we have a YouTube workflow and it has over 50 different checklist items that we do for every single video. But what this also does is it allows me to speed up creating these videos because I just look at my checklist and make sure I do every single thing instead of stopping and thinking, did I do that? What am I missing? What do I need to do? Once you have your systems and processes in place and it's kind of working and flowing for you and it's taking you less time to create content on that one primary content, then you want to choose your secondary platform. And this is where you're going to take your primary platform and repurpose that content on that secondary platform for that specific platform. Because it's taking you less time to create your primary piece of content, you have the time now to repurpose it in a way that's going to perform well on that secondary platform. Here's my action item for you. First of all, join that free challenge if you have any curiosity about how to use YouTube in your business. And then once you've signed up for that challenge, watch the video that's on your screen right now because I will walk you through the process that I go through to plan every single YouTube video that I create. It's how I write my YouTube videos to get more views and more leads to my business. Go ahead and click it now.